Hi guys, welcome back to Pure Crochets. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing, liking and sharing the video. On today's tutorial, we are creating this beautiful summer dress and this is how it looks like. The back looks like this. It's a very simple tutorial and I hope you'll enjoy creating it. Kindly subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up and write your thoughts on the comment section. Thank you so much for stopping by once again, and this is the overall look of the dress. So let's get started with the tutorial. We are using 100% cotton yarn. I will not use this blue yarn. I thought I would, but eventually did not use, so I stuck using yellow and purple yarn, and these are 50 grams yarn and it's 100% cotton yarn. I'll use two types of hook, 3.0 mm hook. This is we will use on the bust area, and then we'll also use a 4.0 mm hook on the body of the dress. Okay, these are the kind of types of hooks you'll need. You'll need a pair of scissors, a stitch marker and a darning needle to begin. So as I said earlier, we are using a 3.0 mm hook to make the bra cups, and we are starting by making the bra cups. So to make the bra cups, take your under boob to nipple area measurements, then chain as long as your under boob to nipple area is. I am chaining 15 chains and my bust measurement is 32 inches, so I am chaining 15. That is the measurement from my under boob to nipple area. Okay, so do the chains and I'll meet you at the end of your chains. As I said earlier, I am doing 15 chains. Once you're done with your 15 chains, please add 2 more chains and then skip the 2 chains you just added. Go on the 15th chain and we are doing double crochets. Skip 2 chains, yarn over, go on the 15th chain like this and do a double crochet like this. All right, and we are going to do double crochets across all the chains that you had. I will meet you at the end of this first row of double crochets. I am at the end of my work and this is how my row 1 looks like. So to begin row 2, chain 2, turn your work, yarn over, skip this first stitch that holds chain 2 and start working from the second stitch here, and we are working a row of double crochets. Also do double crochets on this row. I will meet you at the top of our work so that we begin with our first increase to shape our bra cups. Okay, all right, I am at the top of my work and this is how my work looks like. At the top here there's always a stitch hiding here, so yarn over, go on the tip of your work in this last stitch here like this and do a double crochet. So in the same space, yarn over and do a second double crochet. Go in the same stitch like this and do a second double crochet. Then you chain 1, yarn over, go in the same space with a third double crochet like this. You just adjust the lighting a little bit. So this is the third double crochet in the same space, yarn over, go in the same space with a fourth double crochets. So it's two chains, two double crochets, chain one, then two double crochets. Okay, once you're done with that, go in this other side and do normal double crochets. Okay, go in the next stitch and do double crochets, and we are working double crochets across all the stitches. I will meet you at the end of your work. I'm at the end of my work, and at the end here we chain two, turn your work. Always keep this first stitch that holds chain two, start working on the next stitch, and we're just doing a row of double crochets. Okay, so do a row of double crochets. I'll meet you at the top of your work again to show you how we do the increase the second time. Okay, we are here at the top, and go in the top chain, yarn over, go in the top stitch like this and do a double crochet, yarn over, go in the same space with a second double crochet like this, then you chain one, yarn over, go in the same space with a third double crochet, and go in the same space with the fourth double crochet like this. So this is how we will be increasing at the tip of your work to form the shape of the brackets. Then go in the next double crochet and do a double crochet, and we will be working double crochets up till the end of your work. Okay, remember at the end you chain two to begin a new row. I will meet you at the end of this work. So we're at the end here. You chain two, turn your work, start working from the second stitch, and we're doing a row of double crochets. Okay, skip this stitch, go in this next stitch and do double crochets. I will meet you at the top so we can repeat that the last time, then we will continue with our bracket until it perfectly fits us. Okay, so we are at the top here, and at the top here we always go in this stitch here at the top of your work, this stitch at the top here. Okay, this stitch here at the top. So go in here with two double crochets, chain one and two double crochets. So that's the first double crochet. This is my second double crochet. You chain one, yarn over, go in the same space with the third double crochet like this, and a fourth double crochet. Once you're done, you continue with the double crochets all the way to the other side. Okay, so this is how we are going to work until your bracket perfectly fits your boob area. Okay, it's the same thing. So go ahead and finish your bracket until it perfectly fits you, then we will meet. For me, I will work like this until my bracket is, I think, 5.5 inches width. The width should be 5.5 inches, then the length should be 6. So let's see at the end of the work how my bracket will fit me. I'll meet you once you're done with yours, okay? I am done, and this is how my bra cup looks like. So I hope yours looks the same. It should be the same size. Let's measure this and see how long it is. We are using a tape measure to measure. So these are the measurements of my bra cup. So the width is 6 inches. I wanted kind of full coverage, and also the length is 6.5 inches. So remember, my bust area is 32 inches, so this will fit someone size small. Go ahead and make another bra cup. So you need 2 bra cups. Okay, once you have the 2 bra cups, we will continue with the pattern. Excuse me. Once you have the 2 bra cups, kindly do not cut off your yarn at the end here. We want to make the lower part of our bra cup. So you chain 1, not 2, chain 1, and then you're going in with a row of single crochets across all the stitches you have at the bottom of your bra cup, like this. Okay, remember, we are only working single crochets in each row at the bottom part of your bra cup. As you can see, this is the bottom part, so do single crochets until the end. I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, so this is how my work looks. We're at the end here. All right, so we want to make the back part. In our dress, the part that goes at the back, this is where we start making it. So we're going to extend 20 more chains at this point here. So I want my back area to be not so big, so I chained 20. So this determines how long, how covered you want your back. So as you can see in the pictures, my back is not so much covered. I left some little space, so I chained 20, but this is for size small and extra small. So size medium and large, you can chain 25 to 30. So for size small to medium, chain 20. And once you're done with your 20 single crochets, sorry, your 20 chains, go ahead and do double crochets across all the chains that you've just done. Okay, so let's continue with the pattern, and now I will meet you once you're done with these rows of double crochets across all the 20 chains that you've just done now. So we are here, and where I've put my stitch marker, I've just counted 9 stitches from this tip here. So count 9 stitches from this tip here, and then on the 10th put a stitch marker, and we are going to do double crochets up to where the stitch marker is. Please not leave 9 stitches. On the 10th, that's where you put your stitch marker. All right, so just double checking by counting like this. So once you finished going in with a row of double crochets, we are continuing with double crochets up to our stitch marker. Okay, so in this single crochet row, we also go in with a double crochet like this. Remember the single crochet row we did for edging. We are going in with a row of double crochets, and we will do double crochets until the stitch marker. Then I will meet you once we are there. Okay, the stitch marker, we remove the stitch marker and do your last stitch here. Please note you are leaving the 9 inches, the 9 chains, because we want a peekaboo top area. Okay, if you want full coverage, just go all the way with double crochets. So chain 2, turn your work and go back with the row of double crochets across all the stitches that you have, and I'll meet you at the end of your work. We're going with double crochets all the way to this other side. Okay, so we left the 9 double crochets unworked because we want a peekaboo top part. Okay, we want the space in the middle there, as you can see in the pictures. So I am done and I'm at the end here. At the end, you chain 2, 1, 2, turn your work, and we are going to work double crochets across all the stitches that you have. I will meet you at the end of your work. Please note, always keep this first stitch and start working from the second stitch, and I will meet you at the end of this work so that we reconnect this breakup to the other. Please note, work the same way we've worked this breakup, and work the same way the other breakup. Okay, you need 2 breakups which are identical. All right, so I'm still using the 2.5, the 3.0, sorry, and I've just now changed it to a 4.0. That's why I frogged my work. I want to change my hook size now. Please change your hook size to a 4.0, and as I said earlier, work the other breakup the same way we've worked on this one. Okay, do the 2 rows of double crochets the same way we've worked on this one, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Please note also we've changed the hook size to a 4.0 mm hook. Okay guys, so as I said earlier, you need to have 2 breakups that are identical, see, like this. Okay, so now we want to join this breakup to this other breakup. Remember, I just finished my row of double crochets here, and now we want to join this breakup to this one, like this. Okay, so we are going to see how many chains you'll have in between here. So the chains you have in between here is 9. So 9 on this side and 9 on the other side. So just go ahead and chain, let me see, I chained 10 chains or less. It depends with how long you want your chains also to be, how loose you want your peekaboo area to be. So I chained 10 chains and then joined my 10 chains to the other side of my work. Okay, so I just finished my 10 chains and I want to join my 10 chains to this side, other side of my work. So you are joining using a single crochet. Take your work like this and put it at the end, edge here, at the last stitch here, like this, and we're joining using a single crochet like this. Okay, once you join your work using a single crochet, you continue with the row of double crochet to the other side. So yarn over, go in the next stitch, and we are doing double crochets, and we are going to work double crochets across all the stitches that you have until the end of this work. I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, we're just doing a simple row of double crochets. So I am at the end of my work, and this is how our work looks like. Remember at the, oops, sorry about the lighting, let's just fix that. At the middle the chains are there, so you chain 2 to begin the next row, and we're doing a row of double crochets. Once we get to the chains, we'll also just do a row of double crochets across the chains also. And now we are working on the stomach area. Okay, remember the bust area, we already have the cups, so now this goes all the way to our stomach area, and then we will finish up by doing the lower part, which is the skirt part. Okay, so now we are working on our stomach area. So if you have a bigger stomach than your bust area, please do increases at the end of your work. But if your stomach area is smaller than your bust area, you can continue with the same pattern without doing increases. All right, so now we are at the chains, and we're just going in each chain with a double crochet like this, and I will meet you at the end of this row. Okay, this is how my work looks as per now. I worked just a row of double crochets all the way to my waist area. Okay, it was just a normal row of double crochets, nothing complicated, all the way to my waist area. So now we want to fix our hips area. So, and before we do that, this is how long my work is. That is from the top all the way to the waist. This is 11 inches from the tip all the way to the waist, and this is how long I chained from my bust area to my waist, which is 4 inches. Okay, so now take your hips measurements, and we are going to work on that now. You should have something like this. Take your hips measurements. Once you have your hips measurements in check, you will add your measurements here. So from this end to this end, I have 22 inches. Okay, so this means it will fit me perfectly because my waist is 28 and this is 22. Mark you, we have the back area which is open. Okay, and my hips area is 40. So we're going to add chains to this 22 inches for it to reach to 40. Okay, so on this side of your work, just do chains that is as long as your hips measurements. If you add these chains to what you have to your waist measurements, it will be equals to your hips measurements. Are we clear? So let's do the chains, and I'll meet you at the end. So right now I'm just doing chains that when I add to these 22 inches, it will be equals to 40 inches, which is the hips measurements. I hope that is clear. All right, so these are my chains, and I'm just going ahead to check if it's fitting or not. Please, on this project, your tape measure is your best friend. Please measure out everything. If you feel this is too much for you, frog, add some more chains. Just make sure if every chain that you've put is equals to your hips measurements. Okay, that's all. So once you have your hips measurements in check, will be good. So this one is 18 inches and my hips measurement is 40. 18 by 2 is 36. So I'm giving it 4 inches for stretching, but this work is quite tight on me. If you don't want your work to be so tight, work up to your hips measurement. So make it reach to 20. 20 by 2 is 40. So this was 18. 18 by 2 is 36, and my work is quite tight on me. If you want a loose work, please work up to your hips measurements, then it will give you more space, so it will stretch more and give you more room for a nice outfit if you don't want your work to be tight. But if you want your work to be a bit tight on you, leave 4 inches to your hips measurement. Then bring your work at the end of this other side like this, and we are joining using a slip stitch at the end here. It's a bit disturbing me, but you have to make sure it's at the end here. So just go to the end here and join with a slip stitch like this. Okay, then go ahead and double check your work again if it's equivalent to your hips measurements. All right, so chain 1 and cut off your yarn, and please fasten your work. Make sure your work is well fastened to avoid running. Fasten it well like that, and this is how your work should look. And now measure your work again and kindly find the middle part of your work. And please do not put your stitch marker on the top part like this. No, 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 that is the front side. These chains that we've just made is the back side, so do not put your stitch marker here. Instead, put it at the chains. The chains is the back area, and the front area is what you're just doing. All right, so this stitch marker marks the middle part of your work. Please make sure it's in the middle. And once you've made sure your stitch marker is in the middle, we are going to reattach your yarn at the stitch marker, and we are going to work a row of double crochets across all the chains that you have. Then we will meet again here. So insert your yarn like this and just join your work like this. Once your work is joined, you will chain 3, and please always remove your stitch marker to work easily. Okay, so once you have removed your stitch markers, we are going to chain 3, and we are doing a row of double crochets all round until we get here. So do double crochets all the way, and remember now this will be our joining point. Go in the next stitch and do a double crochet, yarn over, go in the next stitch and do a double crochet all round. I will meet you at the end of this row. Are at the end of our work, and at the end here we are going to join. So I just go in with the last stitch here, which is a double crochet. There's 1 stitch left here, so it's a bit difficult, but there's 1 stitch here. So go in with a double crochet like this, then join at top on top of chain 3 using a slip stitch like this. Okay, then chain 3 to begin a new row. 1, 2 and 3. And now we are going to work on the mesh stitch. To work on the mesh stitch, you skip this first stitch and start working on the next stitch. So yarn over, skip this first stitch and start working in this next stitch. We are skipping only one stitch. Go to the next stitch and do a double crochet like this. Then you chain one. So chain one, yarn over, skip the next stitch, go to the next stitch and do a double crochet like this. Then you chain one, yarn over, skip this stitch, go in the next one and do a double crochet like this. Then you chain one, yarn over, skip the next stitch, go to the next one, do a double crochet, chain one, and we are going to work like this on this row. I will meet you at the end of this row. So we are at the end of our work now, and at the end here, just go on top of chain 3 and join using a slip stitch like this. Then to begin a new row, you chain 3. So once you've chained 3, we want now to change our yarn to color purple. So we are going to cut off our yarn and we are going in this next stitch and we will do a double crochet there. So cut off your yarn. You can carry your yarn along, but I think it takes too much yarn, so I'm just cutting off my yarn. Then I'm joining in my new yarn, which is purple, and this is how I join in my new yarn. We're supposed to yarn over to do a double crochet, right? So I will just yarn over in the blue purple at the blue purple sorry, I'll yarn over the blue yarn, then go in the next double crochet and do a double crochet. So this is how we join in the new yarn, and then just finish it up with a double crochet like that. Okay, and just tighten your work like this, pull all the yarns, and then you'll carry along all this leftover yarn. So chain one, yarn over, go in the next double crochet and do a double crochet like this. Please remember to carry your yarn so that you don't have a lot of weaving in. Then chain one, yarn over and go to the next double crochet and do a double crochet like this. Then chain one, do a double crochet on top of a double crochet, and we are going to work like this until the end of the row. I will meet you at the end of the row. So this is how my work looks like, and at the end here, remember at the end you go on top of chain 3 and do a slip stitch like this. Then you chain 3 to begin a new row. Please note, we are not turning our work. Do not turn your work, just yarn over, go in the next double crochet and do a double crochet like this. So I'm trying to figure out which one. So it's this one. Do a double crochet, chain 1, yarn over, go in the next double crochet, do a double crochet and chain 1. So this is how we are going to work, and we are going to work like this until where you want your work to reach. Remember, we are just changing color. I've shown you how we are changing color, and I worked 16 inches. You can change color the way you want. It's not specific like mine. So this is the pattern, and you're going to work like this until the end of your work. Okay, that's why I said please note your work reaches your hips measurements perfectly. Okay, so this is how my work looks. I went ahead and did 16 inches. Just assume this stitch mark I'll put here so that I don't lose it. And it's so late in the night. It's like 2 a.m. It's crazy. Crocheting is really nice. Anyway, this is how my work looks at the back, but I'm going to straighten it out. So this is 16 inches, the length of my work. Remember, you can do a longer dress if you want to, but I wanted a short dress as it's for the beach and it's really warm in Zanzibar. So this is the perfect size for it to be airy enough. It's 16 inches, and now we want to start working on the ruffles at the bottom of our work. Okay, then after the ruffles we'll go ahead and fix in the bands. And so for the ruffles, we will reattach your yarn at the end, of course, the way we always join. And then now we are doing 4 double crochets in one space. So this is the first double crochet, yarn over, go in the same space with a second double crochet, do a third double crochet in the same space, and a fourth double crochet in the same space like this. Okay, so we are only doing 4 double crochets in each space. Then you yarn over, go in the next space and do another double crochet. Actually, instead of 4, I did 5 double crochets in each space. So go ahead and do your double crochets in each space. You can do 4 double crochets in one space or 5 double crochets in one space, depends on what you like. Then I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, so we're at the end here, and we're just going to join on top of chain 3 using a slip stitch. Then you'll chain 1 and cut off your yarn. Okay, chain 1, cut off your yarn and fasten well. So this is how our work looks like. Okay, it's so pretty. I like it so much. This is how our work looks like at the bottom here. So go ahead and make the bands, but before we make the bands, we should make row of single crochets at the back here. We will only work on this one side. This side will not work. We will only work on this side, a row of single crochet, and this side. Then here we will put a band and also a band on the waist area, that neck area that goes all the way to the back. So this side we don't do a row of single crochets, we only do on the side. So reattach your yarn here and then go on this other side and do a row of single crochets. Okay, so I'm reattaching my yarn at the end here, and then I will do a row of single crochets this side and also this side. So let's do that. I am done with my row of single crochets, and now we are going ahead to make a row of double crochets and spaces. So chain 2, turn your work, skip the first 2 chains. On the third we will make a double crochet. Skip these first 2. We are now making the spaces where we will put our straps. Okay, so skip this first 2. On this third, go in here with a double crochet like this, then you chain 1, yarn over, skip the next 2, do a double crochet like this, chain 1, yarn over, skip the next 2, do a double crochet, chain 1. Then I'll meet you at the end of this row. We just finished our work at the end, so you chain 1 and turn, and we're going to reinforce our work, which is just do one single crochet inside the chain and also on the top of the chain like this. So go on top of the chain like this with a single crochet, and inside the chain with a single crochet like this, and we're going to work like this on both sides of our dress, on this side and also the other side. Once you're done, please go ahead and attach the straps. For the straps, I did 150 chains for each straps of the bra-cup. That means it will run all the way to your back area, and also do 50 straps for the chest area. For the boob area, you see there's a strap also on the boob area. So that is how you work on this dress, and I'm hoping it was an easy tutorial. So this is how my dress turned out to be. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Write down a comment in case you didn't understand anything. I'll happy to reshare. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you soon in my next tutorial. I love you all so much. Take care and be safe. Ciao ciao.